with friends like this, you don't need enemies.
A Shreveport man is on life support in the hospital after drowning in a lake. The victim's family says that he was hanging out with friends when he was allegedly pushed into the lake by one of his friends and he drowned. Down with the victim's family as they search for answers.
A friend of his called. She told me that Chris had fell into the lake and he had been underwater for 20 minutes or so.
So let me just start off by saying I'm glad that he's safe and that he's making a recovery, because 5 minutes in the water without air is a long time. So I can only imagine 20 minutes in the water without air.
I thought it was 10 minutes.
They said 20 minutes.
20 minutes underwater?
Yeah, that's what they said, 20 minutes.
I can't believe it.
That sounds crazy, though.
It had to be 10 minutes. 20 minutes underwater?
They literally say 20 minutes in the report.
Are you serious?
Yeah. At that point, I mean, he's Aquaman at that point. 20 minutes.
Underwater or like the entire situation?
I don't know.
That's
They said underwater.
That's crazy. He must be Aquaman. I'm sorry. I thought it was 10. That's why I'm shocked. But continue.
It's obvious that the girl that pushed him in has some kind of animosity towards him. I read one report that said that they were actually co-workers.
While Chris was spending time with co-workers, he was allegedly pushed into the lake by someone he knew.
Which changes the dynamic a little bit. Because regarding coworkers, there's a lot of passive-aggressive things that happen. You know, one person might be competing with a raise with another person. One person might be mad or might be jealous of the fact that he's become a doctor and they might stay in the same spot. Who knows? But if they are coworkers, I think saying that they're friends is a very loose term.
Every article I read about this had the word friends in quotes.
Yeah, it's only when I heard the actual report on the news, they said coworkers.
No, that's my point. Like, they had quotes to say they weren't really friends. They're co-workers. Whether or not foul play was involved in this, I don't understand why the quote-unquote friends stood by and watched this guy drown. To me, that's a red flag. Now, I know the reports say one of them jumped in and attempted to save him and then aborted the mission for whatever reason. So I heard that. But aside from that, the way I've read it and from what I've heard, it sounds like they watched with like drinks in their hands as the guy was flailing in the water, fighting for his life, and they didn't do anything about it. Also, 20 minutes is a very long time. 10 minutes is a very long time. Why did no one call for help? Why did it take two or one random onlooker or passerby to jump in and save him? That's what I don't understand either.
So yeah, I had a lot of similar opinions too. When I first heard about the story, I thought that they were all like maybe drinking, and let's be honest, with our friends, we all play like dumb games, and I thought like, okay, maybe one of them was drunk and accidentally pushed him in. But once I found out that it was a girl that pushed him in there, that leads me to believe that maybe they had some kind of relationship, because the guy's name is Chris. So maybe the Chris and the girl had some kind of relationship. Maybe she was mad at him, and maybe she was like, oh, I want to teach him a lesson, so she pushed him. She probably didn't intend on trying to kill him, but you know, obviously things happen. And that's what I think happened. Because why would she push him in the group out of everybody?
I don't know, but we need evidence, because you made a whole story. We have no evidence of this.
I'm speculating. This is speculation.
That's true. That's fair. That's definitely a speculation. I hear you.
And I'm also gonna say I don't think it's necessarily fair to blame all the friends.
I agree with this.
Because
kind of.
When hearing the situation, right, and the mom said that they all know that he can't swim, right?
You know, he jokes about him not being able to swim. Even when we went to the restaurant, the owner of the restaurant even stated, everybody knows Chris can't swim. He's been coming here for 2 years. He always joking about it. I got to have on a life jacket.
Mm-hmm. And out of everybody to push him, it was the one girl. It wasn't any of the guys.
Okay.
So what I'm thinking is, maybe they didn't know that she was going to push him. She pushed him. They were in shock, like, oh crap, he can't swim. One of the guys goes in. He might not be the best swimmer. Mm-hmm. So he might realize that, oh, this guy is too deep. I'm not that good of a swimmer. Comes back up. And then they need someone else who's a good swimmer to come back and dive in and get him. That's what I'm thinking when I hear the situation. Because if one guy's willing to go in, that's showing me that they don't really have foul intent, that they probably do care about him. They might just be off guard. Because there's been times where I've been with my friends and one of my friends does something dumb or does something off guard. For example, I remember one time I was younger. We went to a bar. One of my friends started a fight out of nowhere. I didn't even know what was going on. Like, I literally walked into it and I had to grab him and stop the fight from happening. But I don't think it's fair to necessarily blame all the friends because one person pushed him, not they all pushed him, and there were some people that tried to save his life. So I don't think one bad apple makes everybody bad. And to go back to the point, we don't even really know if they're really friends, they're coworkers.
Yeah, we only had one side of the story. We haven't heard so the police, they did their investigation right after the situation happened, and that's where at first they tried to say the guy fell in, then apparently after further pushing the friend group, they admitted that the girl pushed him in.
As the group of Chris's friends initially reported to police he had fallen into the lake. During investigation, one of his friends admitted to pushing him into the water.
So I want to get their side of the story. What did they do? If the friends that didn't push him in ran to get help or called 911 or did something, I guess one did jump in.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Fine. Because in my mind, I mean, we're both creating narratives.
Yeah.
I mean, you gave him a whole girlfriend, but me, it's like
I'm just thinking because in my head I'm like logically like why else would she push him in? Like that doesn't even seem something that's like.
We don't know who she is. She could be the most. She could be like a very playful. She could be. She could be a tomboy. Not that that matters, I guess. Why does that matter? Maybe she roughhousing. Maybe they were just horseplaying. She was roughhousing, and maybe she don't like him. She's just like, oh, this is just, fun. Boom, push him into the water, and now she didn't hear the news that a lot of black guys can't swim. I mean, listen. So I don't know, but yeah, I mean, I want to hear their sides of the story because from what I understand, or from the picture I'm painting in my head, I envision them all standing on the pier, just casually watching this guy drown. And to me, that's crazy. So, but I'm sure.
No, I mean that's evil. That's evil. If they really did that, that's evil.
Yeah, I doubt it went down that way. Okay, so listen, I can't end the video without bringing up the obvious. And listen, I'm the last person, often the last person to claim things are racially motivated. It's not really my thing. But I guess I have to touch on it because the whole group was white, except for him. They are in Louisiana. And so, I mean, we have to take into account that could it be racially motivated? I don't know. I don't think so, but I haven't heard enough.
If you think it's racially motivated, do you think it's racially motivated with everyone in the group or just the girl that pushed him in?
That's a good question. I don't know because we only have one side of the story and we don't have the police reports. It could be just that girl, but a lot of times, I mean, it's possible. I know that there's people that have friends who, you don't share all your values aren't the same. Normally, you're friends with people who share similar values to you. So
yeah, because when I watched they had an interview with the mom, and the mom says that like Chris is that's the guy who drowned is a frequent customer who goes to this place. So like he's known. Everybody, it's like a joke. Everyone knows that he can't swim around there. So that's telling me that he's probably been there a lot, and he's probably been with the same people a lot. Which is leading me to think that maybe, like I said, the girl is new in the group. Possibly. And she's the one who did it, and then that's why they went back to save him.
Could be. I mean, I don't know. It could be.
No, I'm just trying to fit the puzzle pieces together.
Yeah, I don't have enough pieces to do anything. But I mean, it could be all the things you're saying. Who knows? But long story short, glad that he is not dead.
Yeah.
I hope he makes a full recovery because right now, what I read, all he can do is do a thumbs up and a wink.
So, I saw some of the pictures. It did look like I said, I mean, you can't really tell from pictures, but it did look like he was a little bit coherent.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's definitely sad, very unfortunate. Like I said, there could be some animosity involved. Who knows? One thing I can say though is if you do live in Louisiana, a place that frequently floods, and like, because I think I read another report which said that he likes going canoeing. At that point, man, you just gotta learn how to swim. If that's what you're choosing to do, bro, you gotta learn how to swim. But yeah, ultimately, it's obvious she made the worst decision. It's very unfortunate. I hope he's able to make a recovery. I don't know if he's still going to be going to the same school because obviously there's some brain damage involved. So I don't know what's going to happen with him. I wish the best. Do I believe that she should be punished? Yeah, absolutely, because it was just a stupid thing to do, like push someone into the water, knowing that they can't swim. So yeah, I mean, I wish the best for him. I can understand why they covered it up for her. Because, she probably was freaking out like, oh, my gosh, I could have killed him. I go to jail for life. I didn't mean to. Everyone in the group probably felt bad about it, was like, man, well, I don't know what to do. And then, I can see how things can spin out. If any of you guys have seen what's it called? CSI or any of those shows, how like those scenarios work out.
Oh.
So I could see that happening, but ultimately this is the worst decision, and I hope the best for him. What are you gonna say?
Yeah. I don't know enough. That's a problem. I read all I could find on this story so far, but even with that said, I don't know enough to really pass any judgment on whether or not I think it was actually foul play or no one passed away. I don't know, malintent. So, but I would say it probably wasn't. She probably was just being stupid.
Yeah, I don't think that she intended on.
I don't think she wanted to kill the guy.
Yeah, no.
Did she know he could swim or not? I don't know. Maybe there's too many I don't knows. But regardless, and that paints my opinion. So if she knew he could not swim, terrible decision. If she really didn't know he could not swim and she was horse playing with him and had no idea, thought, oh, he'd fall in and swim back up.
Yeah.
Can I really say it's a bad decision? I mean, they're just horse playing. Not really. So I don't know. So, but if she knew he could not swim, it's a bad decision.
One of those things where this situation is kind of blurry, because in the same video, the mom says that she talked to the girl, right? Mm-hmm. And the girl says, "Oh, well, I don't know that boy." Well, she didn't know that. She didn't know Chris's name.
Oh, okay.
But in my head, I'm like, okay, you don't know his name and you push him into a lake?
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, why'd you? Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense.
You're real comfortable with somebody you don't know.
I mean, that was probably her trying to save herself or something like
Yeah,
that. Or make it seem like maybe she bumped into him and he fell or something. But like I said, more than likely, I think it has to do, I think some kind of relationship, maybe they're flirting, it went wrong. So I think something happened among those lines. I'm just saying, because like when I hear situations like this, it's like the dude is more likely to do something like that.
My point is like let's pretend that we're like investigators or something. We can't like place things on the crime scene. We have to just go with what we have. And there's nothing I've read.
That's what I'm going off of it.
Yeah, but there's nothing we read to give us that type of information.
I mean, you gotta make up assumptions. Like how many times there's been a scenario between a man and a woman, they end up being in a relationship, or they end up having some kind of relationship. I mean, a lot.
It's fine.
All right. So, nonetheless, decision makers, let us know whether or not you think she made a good decision or bad decision. And leave a like and leave a comment. All right, decision makers, don't push anybody. We're out.